Hi everybody, it's Amy at Crafty Cat. I hope you all had an awesome Mother's Day. I had a very nice Mother's Day. We went to brunch with my mother-in-law and father-in-law, and my sister went with us, and it was just very nice. My kids and my husband, it was nice. So, and then we went over to their house and sat on their patio in the sun and had some strawberry shortcake and stuff like that. So yeah, it was just a very nice day, and I hope all of you had a wonderful day as well. I wanted to play with my friend Denise at WondubarCrafts, and it says it on this page. If you can read it, I'm not sure which way to turn it so that WondubarCrafts, and this is one of her originals, and they're mostly for like thread or lace cards, that type of thing. But because I'm not super good at organizing my stuff, I'm going to use it for something else. So, and I kind of told Denise that I probably would end up using a lot of it for something else. But I want to show you guys really quick because it is beautiful. And it's called Spring Birds, Butterflies, and Blooms. And so she's got a couple of the like just collage sheets to put on the back of these so that, you know, if you're going to use them as lace cards, you can put that on the back. Print it on the back so that it's one sheet, and then that way when you cut them out they'll already be backed for you. But I'm going to use a little different, like I said. So anyway, but there's one of the, and these kind, I don't know a ton about this because like I said, that I just don't do a ton of stuff with laces and fabrics and all that kind of stuff. But you can wrap, like if you had a wider lace or ribbon or something, you can wrap it around here and then staple it at the top, you know, just to keep everything nice. And that's what these big ones are for. And then the same thing with that long, that's why they're long like that. And then these ones are just the kind, you know, you wrap the lace or the ribbon around, or the like embroidery floss or whatever. And these probably would be better for like embroidery floss because they're a little bit smaller, so obviously you don't need, it's not like having a big wide ribbon on there. And then there's this one. They're just beautiful. The birds are gorgeous. So there's another big one. And then some smaller ones. And then these again are the long ones that you can fold in half, staple at the top. I love these little like puffy birds. They're super cute. So anyway, I just wanted, she gave this to me a long time ago, and life, as always, got crazy. So it's been a really crazy couple of weeks, and it's not going to let up anytime soon. So I figured I'm just going to play with it today, and I guess the world will crash without me. I don't even know. I think sometimes you take that day off, like for Mother's Day, and then you just pay for it 3 times over because I've been cleaning my house ever since I got off work and just trying to get, you know, dishes done and laundry and whatever. Anyways, sometimes I think that's not really Mother's Day because it just feels like it makes everything harder. But anyway, my kids are doing finals and all that good stuff, so it's been a little nutty, a little bit of stress, a little tension. So I'm taking 2 envelopes, and these are just ones that I had left over from Christmas cards. Sorry, my brain's not working. And I really wanted to make these like the journaling cards that go inside. So I'm going to cut down this envelope. Wish me luck, and let's hope I can do it right. So I've never done this. We're just going to wing ding it. So let's see. I just want to leave a little bit of space, you know, on either side so that it's not too tight and doesn't fit. So I'm just kind of holding my card on there. I'm just going to cut enough off so that this this will be able to slide in and out as a journaling card, like I said. And don't forget that you're going to have to glue this back closed on this side, so allow yourself a little space for that as well. So I think I'm going to cut it right about 5 3/4 is what I've decided to use with this card. So we'll see how this works. So 5 3/4, and then another one at 5 3/4. And if you wanted, you know, like if you have something, you could cut that side off. I don't really care. It's all going to get covered up, so it makes no difference to me. But if you're not going to cover it, then you're going to want to do that. Oh, I should have cut the other side because now see these are all wonky. But I can just kind of fix those. So don't do what I just did, cut them so that these envelopes will match up better. But it's okay, because now I can just take my scissors, and you can probably see when I match up the sides and I bring it together, see how, I don't know if you can see because of the color. So let me get something with some color on it. So see how the one envelope comes over this way, there's like this extra strip. I'm going to cut it off right now so you'll be able to see it a little better. Sorry, that's always hard with stuff that's light colored like that. So I'm just going to cut this strip off. And it's not that huge of a deal anyway, because nobody's going to see this part either, but just so that it doesn't have some weird point sticking out or something. Great, like that. That one I did not do a great job on. I could put on my glasses so I could see, but why would I do that? That would make sense. Alright, so there's that. And I'm going to cut this in half. So yeah, I just hope everybody had a great Mother's Day. It was lots of fun. I think the easiest way to do this is going to be to line it up, just because it's got those dips at the top. Just kind of do like a little pinch down there, that way I can see where half is. Oh, it's right where that flower, like right in the middle of it. That's awesome. Because I don't want to cut off any birdie tails or anything, so now I have like 2 journaling cards. Alright. So then these, and this is nothing new, I did not come up with this. This is another thing that I used to do, making mini albums. I made one for Allie, the Cockney Crafter, and sent it to her. It's a Christmas one. And what we were doing at the time, and a lot of you may have seen stuff like this already, but you glue these 2 flaps together, and then you can cut this flap in half and like do the top portion with like a accordion fold out, and then maybe put a pocket on this part in the middle, so then you can have like a pocket here, the flap, all that. Anyway, so those aren't, let me see, I want to make sure I get, yeah, see, these aren't going to even meet the same. See, now my bottom is open, so let me glue that closed first. Like I said, I haven't done this like this. I haven't ever cut an envelope down to make one of these, so this is all a learning experience for me too, but I don't think it's too difficult. But I'm just going to go ahead and glue that closed, because what I'm going to do is open this flap over here so that those journaling cards can pull out of the side like that. But I'm going to get these closed up, if I can run a straight line, which probably not. There. Okay. So then we're going to glue these 2 flaps together, and again, that doesn't have to be anything fancy. I'm just going to use some of the yuzu. Yeah, like I said last time, I'm kind of playing with the old ideas, just trying to use them in a new way instead of, for mini albums, do them for front journals. So I thought this might be kind of a fun one. And this one's very much like that one that I made a while back as far as paper. You just want to get them lined up best you can, because you don't want to have the envelopes all like lopsided and not right. Anyway, when you cover this part, you just have to be careful of this opening like we did on that other envelope. But instead of doing like a pocket and an accordion fold out, things that are going to make this really bulky and fat, I am going to cover it with a sheet of coffee dyed paper, so that it will just be like a writing area, and it won't add too much bulk to this little, embellishment for a journal. But first I need to cut the sides off of those before I do anything else, because then I'll forget and I'll have a mess. So I'm just gonna, again, like we've been doing with a lot of our envelope things, I'm just going to cut a little tiny sliver, a very tiny sliver, just enough to open it. I probably should go through all of my ribbons and lace, and well, I actually just did that not too long ago, but it was before I had these. And I should wrap them around there, but I'm horrible with stuff like that. I'd rather do other things than that. Which is probably why I'm in a mess all the time, because I'd rather play. So anyway, I'm going to take this piece of coffee stain paper and I'm just going to glue it on here, but I need to figure out, yeah, we're going to have to cut some off to make it the same size as that. So let me figure this out. We can even go a little bit smaller, just so that that'll fit in there. So I'm probably going to cut just over a 1/4 inch off. I don't think it quite needs a half, but I'll know better when I get looking at it here. Let's see. I guess it is a half, probably would be better. Close to a half anyway. Let's try that again before I put that away. Yeah, so see, now I cut a 1/2 inch off, and this was just an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper that I folded in half, so now you'll have a little bit of an area, which that's totally fine. And then what did I say, 5 3/4? But we don't want it quite that long, so let's go 5 1/2. Probably could have done a little bit more, because now I've got just this little bit of gap, but you know what, I can just cut those off. And nobody would be the wiser if they weren't watching me on YouTube. Alright, so instead of having this angle on this, I'm just going to cut straight down. And you know, this isn't important. This flap is not, I mean, it's important. You don't want to cut it all the way off because it's where you're going to put your page, but it's not like a big deal to cut some of it away. And it doesn't have to be angled or anything. You are going to have like maybe a little bit of a bump, and we can solve that too really easy by cutting even more of it off, so that when you're writing you don't have, you know, a big bump to go over. Just cut it down even more, because again, it's not a big deal as long as you have something to connect it to the envelope. Then that's all you need. Okay, so now we have cut down our flap so that it's just a little area to hook a piece of paper. And I'm just going to put the Yoo-hoo in here. I try not to get too much of this, but it like is extra soft or something, because I'm not even pushing very hard. And I try to barely let any out too. I don't know, I'm having glue dilemmas lately. I just can't seem to find, I mean, I love my tacky glue, but sometimes tacky glue, obviously, for like collaging, it's hard because then you get those weird lines and stuff from the glue. This goes on much smoother, flatter, whatever you want to call it. Never going to get rid of this frog in my throat, I think. It just seems like I go from one seasonal issue to the next. So I'm going to hold it on here and just try to give myself basically, you know, equal amounts as much as possible, and then I'm just going to push this flap down, maybe. Hopefully not move everything completely. Just to try to get it as straight as possible. And then I'll fold it over. Try to seal it up the top first. Let's see, it didn't want to right there. I really need one of my bone folders, and I left them both downstairs. So I'm going to steal the one from my envelope board. And this will probably be a little bit warpy until you like maybe put it in a book or something. So just a little journaling spot right there in the middle. Okay, so I did print out some AntiquePaperie, and I'm going to use some of Denise's that background paper that she did too. But I printed out just some stuff like this from AntiquePaperie, and I don't know what that one's called. I will put it in my description box below. Let's see if I can find. I really like those birds with that too, so I might use them more as a something to add on to it. I think this one goes better than the one with the pinks. So this has the pinks, so yeah, it would probably work either way. All right. So I'm thinking we can use some of this as background. And I didn't bring up my good rulers are down there. I left everything. Oops, you know what I did? I cut my envelope a little bit, so be careful when you cut those little flaps off if you do that. But I think I can fix it with when I glue the other paper on. So I have this ancient old metal ruler, but it works. Let's see, we're gonna do, I guess 5 by, half the problem is I can't see it, 5 3/4, duh. So I'm not going to have enough of this because it's, oh yeah, I will. No. 5. Yeah, we'll do 5 1/2. So I have half. So I will have a bit of a border, and I will ink it, but I'm not going to torture you guys with that right now. So then we need to go 5, I say. Sorry, I'm great with this stuff. Let's go 5 1/8. 5 1/8. Alright, so that's just going to give me like a mat to put right there. And stick out. I think I want to cut just a little bit more off, so maybe just do it at 5. Cut it at 5. 5 and 5 1/2. That is better. Let's see, 5. So yeah, I'm not going to ink right now. I'm just going to put it together so you guys can see it and not have to deal with it. This is a little bit thicker paper, so I am going to go ahead and use my tacky glue. I really would just use it all the time if it wasn't for the fact that on thin paper, when you do this, you can see all those little lines, even if you use a bone folder or something, so that's not great. Oh, you know what I did? I said, don't put glue right there. I mean, that one's not bad. If you closed that much of it, it wouldn't be like a huge deal, but let's just get some of it off. Let me get a wipe. That's a tricky thing to remember not to do. I do want to get a little at this bottom edge down here though, so I am going to leave, like, can you see there's some glue there and right there? I'm going to leave that, but I'm going to try to get some of this off so that it won't stick, hopefully. That's hard to remember that. That's why I keep saying it. I know it sounds like a broken record, but Okay, let's make sure that we didn't glue the bottom part. Tis good, tis good. And you could leave a little bit of glue right there, which I may have to do because now it's curling a little bit. So let's see if I can just do a touch down there. Just to hold it down, just so it's not flipping up. You don't want too much. And then this side. Plus this just gives you another option if you do buy this and you know, you just want to do something else with it. Just another option. Because it is super pretty colors, and like I said, those birds are beautiful. And I did it on this one too. You're probably all yelling at me, Amy. I have no brains, people. What can I tell you? Oh, that's the wrong side too, because I want that purple on the, I want this part glued. I want the purple, that darker part at the edge. It's not the way I did, yeah. So, I'll just wipe out a little section. But I do need just a tiny, tiny bit right down here. Okay, just so that envelope will stay down. Oops, I didn't need as much on that. Trying to get it centered without sticking my head in there, which is always tricky. Which I didn't do a great job, but it'll work. Alright, so there's those. And now we need to put something on the front, and I will do some more decorating. I'm just trying to get the basics. Could put a little bit more of this on the front. 5 by 5.5. These are super pretty to use, you know, background. They're just a good, like, basic to start with. And of course you could do this with a multitude of different types of, you know, papers. If there's some specific thing that you really like using, then that's what you should use. And this one we don't have to worry about how we glue it. We're just going to glue it. If I can get my glue to come out. It's like, it's full. I just like clipped it 2 days ago. And I know, leave it upside down, which I do have a jar, but I just always, when I get working, I always set it back up. Man, has it gotten hot here. It was like 90 degrees on Mother's Day here. I'm like, it's only May. I'm not ready for 90 degrees yet, sorry. I mean, I would prefer the heat over the freezing cold and tons of snow any day, but 90 in May is a little much for me. Because by August, you're real done with the program. Or at least I am. I'm kind of picky pants though, because I don't like it too hot and I don't like it too cold. You know, I'm real realistic about life. Alright, so there we have that. So now we have just a little booklet that can easily like slide into a pocket, or, you know, whatever. You could even, if you wanted to, don't put anything on here, glue it straight onto a journal page and it could flip out like that. It would be harder to get the card out of here. So in that case, if you're going to do it that way, I would open the top instead and do it that way. So that, let's see, these will make cute little journal cards, and then the little tabbies stick out. I really like these like this. Love those little birds. They're so cute and sweet. And then I will be right back. I gotta grab my tearing ruler. All right, hello, I'm back. All right, I just realized there's nothing on the back of these. So you definitely would probably want to print them out. I just printed them out the first time and I didn't put those on the back. But you can easily cover it, and I will probably do that, but I'm not gonna do it on video for now. I'm just gonna turn them around so that you can see. Anyway, that's not that big of a deal. It's easy to fix. I thought it would be fun to use a little bit of this. I liked the flowers and stuff on it, and then the purple and the that, you know, the that. The only problem is you end up tearing off, you know, the purple when you do this way. I just want a little bit just to have some layers. Oops, that's good. So that is the technical term. I want this, or a littler bird. Let's see. That's the smaller version. This is even smaller. I'll use one of those. And because I just want the birds, I'm not going to really worry about cutting that out. And this is probably killing Denise because she went to all this work to make these, you know, the way they are, and then I go and tear them all apart. But I don't know. I can't ever leave well enough alone. So sorry, Denise. They're beautiful. Worst friend ever. All right. There's that, and it seems like we need some other something with it. I don't know, that's a little too grungy almost. Sorry, I didn't like get stuff out. I just started messing around with the envelope and stuff and thought of it and was like, oh, I'm going to turn on the camera. I didn't think it all the way through, of course. And Denise gave me that too. I found this funny book, Nervous Christians, but look at the color of the pages. I mean, how much better does it get than that? I love it. I don't really know what the book's about, but I just like the color of the pages. So anyway, they're like so yellow. It's like it almost had to, because it's not that old of a book, had to be in like a smoker's house or something. My grandparents were smokers, and their paint, like in their bathroom and just stuff like that, when we repainted it, it was crazy to me how gross it got. And then see, I tear all the really yellow stuff off, but it won't, it'll still have some. And I didn't tear that one straight because I didn't want to. Let's see. I mean, that doily isn't bad. Kind of like it. It just gives that a mat or a frame or something so that it sticks out away from everything else. I like that. I kind of want like some lace or something though. see. Get out my little lace snippets. Little ribbon snippets. This is pretty. I love this lace. Could just use like a little bit of it. It doesn't need a lot, it just needs something. And these were not the scissors to choose. Let me find my other scissors. Do I want any of this? This music paper just reminded me. You know how I talked about suicide a couple weeks ago? Well, we just had another one of our students in the high school commit suicide. So my daughter went today and played her cello at his funeral. It's been a couple weeks, let me tell you. It has been a couple weeks. It seems like a never-ending couple of weeks, really. So anyway, sorry for that really bright thing. It's just that music reminded me of that. Yeah, I don't really know what's going on or why we're having this problem real bad this year, but it's very discouraging. I really want people to keep an eye on your kiddos, because even when you think everything's great, sometimes it's not. I think I want a little bit lighter lace so that it shows, and I like the way this stuff, like, it's got like nylon or polyester or something in it. So anyway, yeah, watch those kiddos and just, I don't know what the answer is, because if I did, hopefully that wouldn't have happened to my nephew, but it did. So I mean, I am not the person for the answers, but I just want people to be aware, and just don't sit and think it won't happen to you, because you just can't do that. You just can't. So anyways. Alright, so let's get that down. I am going to have to do a little bit of inking on this stuff. I'll do around the outside later. I mean, you don't have to. I just want to get a little bit on there, and I'm going to do it very lightly. I'm not going to do a ton to make it really grungy, because that paper back there is grungy enough, but I kind of feel like with that paper back there, which you don't have to do either, you could do like a purple paper or something like that. You kind of need to bring all of it together, and I think the inking does that. So that's got enough. That's good. Let's do a little bit on this just so the edges show up a little bit better away from everything else. Yeah, I'll put the name of this AntiquePaperie paper, because I can't remember what this one's called. But Denise's is Spring Birds, Butterflies, and Blooms, and it's the only one she's got on her shop, so definitely go over there and grab it, because it's beautiful. The colors are beautiful. Birds are beautiful. So, and especially if you're looking for those lace and ribbon cards, they're super pretty. So I'm going to glue that piece down. And I don't think I want it totally straight, so I'm going to do it a little bit askew. Take it this way just a tiny bit more. I'm going to put this piece of doily. This is a piece of doily that I did last summer, and I had taken some graph paper. You know how a lot of times the color comes off of graph paper when you coffee stain it? Well, that's exactly what happened, and it almost gave these doilies like a a purpley, it's almost iridescent sometimes because there's a little bit of green. It was kind of crazy how it turned out. I mean, I know that's just the ink coming out of those. You know, the squares on that graph paper. But it came out kind of cool. Because I just, in the summer, I'll just do a batch and just stack it all on top of each other and put it out in the sun. And it dries really fast, and you don't have to worry about it at all. And this one's going to go across here. I want to make sure I get this up there. Like that, I think. Yeah. All right. Something like that. Lots of layers there, so I think I need a little more glue down there. I don't want that flipping up like that. Sometimes it doesn't matter, but alrighty, so there's that. And I'm not sure yet what I want to do on the inside. So I may come back and do that with you guys tomorrow, because I'm going to do the back of these cards too. I'm going to need to put something on them as well. So I might, that's a good start anyway. At least you know how to build the little envelope book. So yeah, just you can cut those envelopes down to whatever size you want, or you could leave them whole. You don't have to cut them down. And then put some journaling cards in, glue those two flaps of the envelope together, and put a piece of coffee stain paper, or you could just use, if you like the all white, then just use white paper, you know. And I think what I'm gonna do is put like some corner pockets on here so that there is just like a tag tuck spot, nothing like super thick, but, and then back these cards with like coffee stain paper, I think. And then I'll ink it a little bit. So I'll have to come back with all that because I didn't prepare all that today, but this at least gets you started, and plus this way it won't be like a super long video where you're ready to strangle me before it's over. So I hope you guys have an awesome day, and I hope you had a great Mother's Day, and I will see you again next time. If you like my videos, please like and subscribe. Bye-bye now.